Welcome to the Golf Report podcast. My name is Gavin. I'm joined by Mary Ritchie, the director of golf at UC Riverside. Coach, so can you tell me about your team, finishing second at the Wolverine Invitational in Utah a week ago? Your team broke the previous 54 four-hole scoring record by 7 shots. So just tell me about, your team's second place finish in Utah last week.
Okay, yeah. Well, this year's team is fairly young.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few. We've got sophomores in the lineup. We have two freshmen who are in the lineup, and the depth that we have on the team's fantastic. And actually, that speaks to both the women's and men's team. That might be the theme of this preseason so far, as just it could be anybody's day to perform really well. So Utah just set up really well for us. The golf course was beautiful. It was in great shape, super scoreable, and so we had a great week. I think that the team was inspired by our freshman Sophia Vargas's performance on the first couple of days, and the third day, everyone really stepped up. And we had several players under par. Everybody was under par at one point. So just that exciting energy, really contributed to our team's performance. And it felt like a really close one. It felt like one that got away, actually.
So can you tell me about Sophia Vargas, winning the individual title last week, in her college debut? Like, how excited were you for Sophia?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what a great week. I mean, Sophia's really gotten off to a fantastic summer. I mean, she qualified for the US girls and made it into match play. So just the momentum of that. And she played against Asterix Tally too. So yeah, I think she was really pumped heading into season. And her game's just looking really good. She's a really super long hitter. She hits it a good 300 yards off the tee, and so she can really dominate a golf course. But not only can she hit it long, she's a great putter too. So, I didn't expect that she would win right away, but after seeing how she played last week, I think she's going to do it again.
So tell me about your team, coach. You have a very young team. You have one fifth year, one junior, and then the rest freshmen and sophomores. So, what's it like to have such a young team this year?
Well, last year we had three in the lineup, and of course there's sophomores this year, but they got some good playing time last year. I do like to take individuals to tournaments to get them a little bit more playing time. And they all competed this summer, and so it they came to season ready to play, and that's pretty exciting to see. So, like I said earlier, the
Mhm.
depth on our team is well, we have more depth this year than we've had in quite a number of years. And then, I don't think anybody wants to just step aside and let the freshmen dominate. So I think they all kind of, stepped it up a little bit last week, and we've just got great energy on the team for this year.
Yeah, you're definitely correct. Your team came to play. They got second place, and then got the individual victory. So that's great to see. Let's talk about your men's team. They begin this weekend in Colorado at Eisenhower Golf Course, for Air Force's tournament. So it'll probably be special to go to Air Force's tournament. Tell me about your men's
Oh,
team,
yeah.
and yeah, how does your men's team look as they begin their season?
Well, qualifying was really solid. We had several players under par. I mean, we had 4 rounds of 67 in qualifying. We had four
Wow.
qualifiers. And our number one qualifier is local freshman Liam Hartling. And he beat out our junior Nick Kittleson by 1 shot. And qualifying was really tight too. It's actually we've got 5 new players, 4 freshmen, and 2 of our freshmen are in the lineup. So I think same thing. They're pretty excited to compete, and we've got a great schedule too. So I just think we have really good team and energy, good energy and some really competitive guys. And so it's going to be really fun to see how they put it together this weekend.
That's great. You have some, great freshmen on both your men's team and your women's team. So that means you're doing great things as coach, bringing in some, really good freshmen. So that's great, to see, coach. Um,
Exciting.
you, you're director of golf at UC Riverside, and your head men's and women's golf coach. So just tell me, about being director of golf at UC Riverside.
Well, really, I'm in this position to sort of stabilize our programs and to kind of take our programs to the next level. The position of director of golf, there's a lot of community engagement and donor engagement in that. And we just have to be pretty good partners in the community as well. We don't have an on-campus practice facility at this time. And so being good partners with all of the 6 golf courses in the area kind of takes some good relationship building, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's really a big part of my role. Of course, overseeing the development programs for both of the teams is something that I'm doing. And just brought on Ryan Carter, who is, he's a very seasoned touring professional and lots of competitive experience playing in the NCAA championship as well. And so I think I'm just bringing together a really great team that is just going to help all of our players continue to develop.
I see you've been head women's golf coach at UC Riverside since 2014. So how has your time, been coaching at UC Riverside since 2014?
Well, I've been doing it for a while now, so
Okay.
I love Riverside, really love this area, and I feel like it's exciting to be a part of an athletic department that is representing a university that just keeps on, hitting one benchmark after another in the world. Like our university is really up and coming, winning lots of awards and getting a lot of notoriety. So it's fun to be a part of that, being part of a high academic institution, not just all about athletics. So that delicate balance is something that we really have to appreciate, let's just say. But yeah, I'm in my 11th year, and I think we're in a really great place with our athletics department. Led by Wes Millette, who's an amazing AD. He's the best AD I've ever worked for. So inspiring and supportive, and the team of coaches that I get to work alongside every day is second to none. So it makes my job really easy. It makes me excited to get to do what I do. And of course, the icing on the cake is these young people that are, I just love them. I love them both. It's weird to I've been in this role coaching the men's program, and I did that in 2015, stepped in at that point, or 2016, and but now doing it much more, on the daily. It's fun. It's completely different coaching men and women in some ways, and in other ways it's exactly the same. It's just more variety, and it's pretty fun to get to see some of the stuff that we've laid the foundation for start to show some fruit.
Well, Coach, you're having a lot of success at UC Riverside. You've been there 11 years and you've had a lot of success. In 2023, Tiffany Lee became the first player in program history to make it to the national championship. So how proud, were you of Tiffany for making it to the national championship, for being the first player in program history, in 2023? How special was that for you as coach and just for your program?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, anytime
Mhm.
you're setting new records and doing things that haven't been done before in your program, it's exciting. You're building history. So to get to be a part of that was really fun. I'll say that it was a natural evolution for her to get to that point. She had actually, she and her teammate had outrageous success that year, and both of them ended up transferring to UCLA. So to know that I had a part in helping them develop their games to be able to play at that higher level on a team that finished in the top 3 in the country, the very next year, pretty exciting. So
Mhm.
we just keep on building our athletes here, helping them develop, helping them reach their goals. And, the dream come true would be that we as a team get to go to the NCAA championship. And that's what we're really working towards.
Yeah, well, you're doing great things, especially with your women's team, Coach. So it's, very exciting to see. Um,
Thank
you're
you.
also an LPGA Class A professional. Tell me about being an LPGA professional. And how did you become an LPGA pro?
Oh, I've been an LP. I'm actually a life member now. So that means
Okay.
I've been in the program with the LPGA for over 20 years. I mean,
Wow.
it was my dream to play on the LPGA tour, and I competed myself for about 6 years on the Epson tour, the Canadian tour, several mini tours. Tried to qualify for the LPGA tour a couple of times, and in the interim, you do it for long enough, and you begin to run out of money, and you've got to do something else. And so I developed my skill as a coach, I think, while I was playing, and joined the LPGA, teaching and club professionals, sort of doing both at the same time. And teaching and coaching became a real close second to playing. And then eventually I just found myself coaching and teaching more and loving it more. And, then my own golf game kind of fell away.
Mhm.
But I love the LPGA. We as golf professionals have a choice, and sometimes some people do the LPGA, some people do the PGA, and some people do both. They offer completely different things, but the camaraderie, the support, the networking is just phenomenal in the LPGA, and that's why I'm a lifer.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of, former professionals, whether it be like Heather Bowie Young, she coaches at Florida Atlantic. I've talked to her about her time. I also talked to Tiffany Joe. She was coaching at USC. Now she's with the USGA. But
That's
for
right.
you, coach, how were your 6 years, playing professionally? And for you, what drew you to, after you played professionally, what drew you to become, an LPGA pro and a college coach? Like, did you know after you played professionally that you wanted to get into coaching? Or did it just, end up
Well,
happening?
actually, my career's kind of come full circle in a way. I went to school in Alabama. I went to UAB,
Yeah.
and a- in the time that I was there, I sort of had a revolving door of coaches. I had 5 coaches at the time that I was at UAB.
Mhm.
And so that inspired me to just seek as much information as I could on my own to sharpen my own skill, and in particular my mental game. And after I graduated, or actually my senior year, I was offered a graduate assistantship. And so after my time was up, I got to be the assistant coach on the team. And then I was the head coach for 2 years. Um, and I still had aspirations of playing. So I was a young coach, didn't know a whole lot, just knew that I loved the game and I wanted to give back to my program and offer whatever I could. But then it got to the point where, I was still yearning to play, and I felt like I wanted to compete more than the girls on the team. So that's when I pursued qualifying for the tour and qualifying for the Epson, which is where I played for 3 years, before I started playing some of the other mini tours. But the coaching, I started there, then in the middle playing, then doing both at the same time, and it's not easy to do both at the same time. So the LPGA allowed me to do a lot of stuff. I shot photography for them. I got to experience a lot of professional events inside the ropes, and then, when this position came open at UC Riverside, actually, one of my students told me about it. And I thought that at some point I might come back to coaching in my career. Didn't really expect it to happen when it did, but, everything happened the way it was supposed to. And here I am and still loving it.
Yeah, well, you're having lots of good success. So I'm sure UC Riverside, is very grateful to have you, that you made the decision to come there because you're having a lot of success. So tell me, you went to UAB, and you're also a coach there. How was your time getting to play at UAB, and how was your time coaching there at UAB?
Well, like I said, early in my career, well, my college career, I had 5 coaches. So a lot of variety, a lot of seeing um, what I liked from this coach, what I thought I, didn't love from another one, and then sort of finding a bunch of tools on my own, let's just say, that sort of encapsulates how I do it as a coach. And it just inspired in me that voracious appetite for learning. And so you know, getting into the LPGA and being exposed to some incredible world-class coaches has really shaped my coaching career. And you know, I just continue to have that attitude that you know, I can continue to learn how to be a better coach. And you know, I'm a bit of a data junkie, so stats, tech, all of that stuff sort of gets bundled into how I coach my teams, and then I throw on top of it a lot of mental game. And I think that that's how we are able to get our team developing and improving each year.
So finally, coach, you know, what do you enjoy most about being a coach? You know, you've been a coach for, you know, several years now. So what do you enjoy most about being a coach, and what excites you most about, you know, coaching each season?
Yeah, I got to tell you that it's different every single year, but what
Yeah,
is constant is that I get to be in the lives of these young people
yeah,
who are figuring out who they are. You know, this age of between 18 and 24 at this point, years old, those are very developmental years, and you really shape who you're going to be during those years. So it's so fun to get to connect with these young people and sort of influence them in some little way, and how to be a great person, how to go after your dreams and goals. And the most exciting thing is when they recognize that they have accomplished something that they didn't even know they could accomplish. That's probably the most gratifying thing, you
yeah.
know, just helping them see how really amazing they are, and then kind of plotting a course towards whatever it is they're looking to achieve. That's really fun. That's what gets me up.